I was born in Sarah, Oklahoma, out in the western part of the state in 1932. Lived there until I graduated from college at those days, Oklahoma A&M. Got a commission in the Air Force through the Air Force ROTC program. We were supporting a strike force of 24 fighters that were going into the Hanoi area. And we would go into this area and troll the area for surface-to-air missile sites. And what our mission was that if one of them came up on the area electronically and was preparing to fire a surface-to-air missile at anybody, we would try to attack that missile site and either destroy it or get it to shut down. And that was the mission that I was flying whenever I was shot down over Hanoi. We were flying in the daytime into Hanoi. We were approaching there and we could see surface-to-air missiles. We could see flak, a lot of stuff, but not around my airplane. And all of a sudden the engine failed. And my initial remark to my backseater was, "We've got another bearing failure." And I turned southwest towards Thailand. Got about 25, 30 miles west of Hanoi. There's some mountains there that's called Thud Ridge, and bailed out there. A MiG with an air heat-seeking missile. Those missiles would home in on the heat of the engine. They only had to be a mile or two behind you, and I never even saw him, the MiG that is. And he fired this heat-seeking missile, and it hit my tailpipe, and that's what happened instead of a bearing failure. But the end result was that I bailed out, was captured, and spent the last year of the war as a POW in what we jokingly referred to as the Hanoi Hilton. So there was a lot of cruel and harsh treatment and or torture. People were in solitary confinement. People were locked in handcuffs behind their back, set on planks for maybe a week or two at a time on bed boards, set in their own body waste. We had 2 meals a day. In the summertime, it was pumpkin soup. In the wintertime, it was cabbage soup. After we came home, just recently, as a matter of fact, somebody had bothered to calculate that we got about 600 calories a day. I lost over 40 pounds of weight while I was a POW. The Hanoi Hilton was a real prison built by the French, concrete, iron bars. Towards the end of the war, whenever we, the U.S., started negotiating again, they let all of us out of these rooms at the same time. Before they hadn't done that. So we got to mix and mingle with these guys who'd been there for a long time. And I saw John McCain at that time. Didn't know who he was. Often I speak at high schools, at programs, and invariably there'll be somebody, "Did you know John McCain?" Yes, I knew John McCain. And had I known that he was going to be a presidential candidate and a senator, I would have asked him for his autograph. I appreciate my family. Recognize my wife. We've been married 61 years, and she's gone through a lot as a POW wife and the wife of a POW and whatnot, and our 2 children.